Oh boy.
Well, here we are.
Back again for another
Do an intro.
Fireside
Do an intro.
Discussion.
Do the same intro that we did the last time.
What? Hey guys, this is a Fireside Discussion. This isn't the same intro, but I'm gonna act like it is. This is a Fireside Discussion where we talk around the fire because we're the fireside, and
We're to the side of it.
yeah, we're like to the side of it, you know, not on top of it, and we have various topics that we want to discuss. And today's topic is gonna be why don't you go ahead and introduce the topic, Mace?
Everyone's friend. Everyone's neighborhood Spider-Man. Tom Holland.
Right.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Has exited the MCU.
Would you say exited, or would you say he was
Was
pushed
forcefully
out?
taken.
Yeah.
Deported from
Stolen.
the MCU.
Yep. Because of these strict immigration laws, he's been deported out of the
Related
MCU.
We did this
Spiders.
last time and it's happening already.
No,
Well, hey,
it's
you
not.
know, getting out of the way early, it's cool.
Do we need to go ahead and do the thumbnail?
We're fine.
No, it's cool.
Okay,
It'll be
sorry,
just the
sorry.
whole video.
Sorry.
Okay,
My hair is like singeing.
that's great.
That's fine. Thoughts?
I think it's really a shame. I haven't seen Far From Home, but speaking as a fan of Marvel, it's a big fan of Marvel. I've seen every movie except for the newest one.
My leg's burning.
You're fine.
But yeah, it really sucks. Because, I mean, it feels like he's one of the main characters that they're
They
continuing with.
hyped him up
Yeah,
to replace Iron Man.
right.
If you haven't seen Endgame by now, or Far From Home,
Yeah,
We're not spoiling Far From
we
Home.
haven't.
in this.
I know. I don't know how you just haven't seen it.
Right. But yeah, so Endgame ends. Most of the main MCU characters are killed off or retired.
I wouldn't say
and-
most.
Well, I'd say
The-
like you got Captain America, you got
Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Well, she wasn't a main one, but
Oh!
well, I'm actually gonna take that back since they're making a movie about her.
Yes.
So post-mortem main one. But
She was
and
a
then-
man.
Boy, it's hot. Oh my
Thor
god.
Thor is getting replaced in the new one, in the next one.
By Natalie Portman.
You know,
Lady
the
Thor.
huge fan of the
The
MCU
huge-
that she is, the huge supporter of the
Listen,
franchise that
I
she
don't-
is. She
I
wasn't
don't-
in the newest one. She wasn't in anything after Thor 2.
The best Thor.
Except for when they called back to her in Endgame.
Like once.
I love Natalie Portman. I love her.
Yeah, same.
She's wonderful. The star of every movie she's in. You know.
Right.
In the MCU, I feel like she throws disrespect on that. Cause
I think it's because she was from a time of the MCU where they did things differently.
yeah,
Where they did things a lot more by the books for like action
Yeah.
movies where you have like the star of the action movie, the love interest of the action movie,
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Right.
And since then, the MCU's kind of drifted away from that, and I think she kind of also got left behind with that because she didn't really fit into the formula going forward with the MCU.
and
Which,
then-
I mean, I can see why she'd be a little upset about that. But at the
Yeah.
same time, it's like, I
But
don't
she
know.
leaves because she doesn't like the MCU, and then Taika Waititi,
The greatest
a prophet,
Man. The greatest man of all time.
it says, "Hey, I'm gonna make you Thor," and she's like, "Okay."
Yeah. I mean,
Which,
maybe Taika Waititi's probably, I think he's a really good character director. So maybe
Yeah.
he can really connect with Natalie on that level or something.
They better bring Korg back again.
They
yeah.
are.
I think Korg is going to be the new star of the MCU.
Which is our point. Iron Man gone. Captain America gone. Black Widow getting her own movie, even though she's dead, gone. Hawkeye, I think, is retiring after the Netflix show thing. I
Getting
don't
the
know.
Disney Plus.
I know. Bruce Banner, they kind of don't care about anymore.
Right. Well, I mean, he
Uh,
lost his, like, dynamic.
Yeah.
Now that he's, like, done his character arc.
What else is there for
Yeah.
him?
Planet Hulk.
They aren't gonna do that.
No.
She-Hulk.
They can't afford that.
But you know they'll probably try to do some She-Hulk stuff.
They can't. I think Universal still owns She-Hulk entirely.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I
Maybe
don't.
this will just happen again, but with Hulk.
Yeah. Just the same process.
same
Edward
process.
Norton is She-Hulk.
But yeah, our point is I think they were building up Spider-Man to be, like, the next big thing for the MCU, the big
Exactly.
draw.
And then they kind of
You know?
forgot that Sony still like had him.
Well, no, from
I
what
don't know.
I've
We don't know.
read-
We don't know how much stock they put into it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious that the Russo brothers wanted that to be the thing, with the way they took Infinity War and Endgame, but who knows
take
if
this.
Disney had the same plans.
Take this with the biggest grain of salt, but everything I've read said that Disney wanted more ownership of Spider-Man,
Right.
and then Sony said no. How about you get 5% opening night profits? So they'd get 5% of whatever any Spider-Man movie made opening night.
But just opening night?
Yes, I think so. But I think that's kind of similar to the deal they already had with them.
Oh yeah.
Disney just said, come on, let's do better. And then Sony didn't even offer a counteroffer. They said, nope. We're taking our character and running home to reboot him for the 14th time in
Yeah.
7 years.
I think Sony just had all the leverage there. You know, I mean, they're not going to care about disappointing fans or ruining the MCU.
No.
But now we need a Spider-Man and Venom team up.
I guess.
There will be now.
I haven't even seen Venom.
Honestly,
I don't want to.
In
I love
5
Venom.
years, there's gonna be a Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland Spider-Man movie,
I hope so.
which is something everyone's wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
At the sacrifice of leaving the MCU, though, I wouldn't take it.
I would.
No, see, Into the Spider-Verse.
wouldn't,
Into the
because it-
Spider-Verse fills my void for a big Spider-Man team up.
I mean, I don't care about having a good Spider-Man movie anymore because I had it.
Yeah.
You know? It's like I want something more than that or with somebody different. And I mean, I want Spider-Man to be a part of that, part of the bigger whole or
I just-
whatever. but
I want him to be a part of the universe.
yeah.
I just want more Tobey Maguire. That's all I want.
I'll say it, and I'll get a lot of hate for this. They're all right. They're all right movies. Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, they don't hold up that well.
No,
They're all right.
yeah.
They the
Nothing
top.
special.
That's what I grew up with. I was like,
Same.
that was my.
Spider-Man 3, the best movie ever.
Dude, I saw
Possibly.
Spider-Man. I saw Spider-Man 2 4 times in the theaters.
Really?
It came out
Wow.
in 2004. I was 4 years old.
You had a lot of money. You were making bank at 4 years old.
Now my granddad and my dad were taking me, bro.
Oh, sick. Like, this is a good superhero movie. I think it was.
How many times have you seen Far From Home?
0.
And that's. You think you guys are the reason Tom Holland is now out of the MCU?
Yeah.
You blame yourself?
Yeah, I do.
You gonna sleep at night?
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me at all.
It doesn't.
It's all my fault, but I don't care.
I care a little bit. Because it's like, but I mean, we had a good run at the MCU, you know? We went off without a hitch for so long.
What? I know a lot of people said at first, like, after Endgame, people will care a lot less. I can see that. You guys didn't even see Far From Home. I'm sure it's not because you just didn't lose interest in the MCU, but a lot of people are saying, like, Endgame was the big finale.
Yeah.
And I'm not agreeing with that statement, but when you take out Spider-Man, who you've built up since Civil War to be your new hero,
Right.
that's a big hit to Marvel.
Very much. Like, I don't know. It's not that I don't, like, care as much. But, I mean, after Endgame, just, like, going to see another Marvel movie
It's
isn't,
not the
like,
same.
it's not something I'm, like, looking for
Right.
anymore. Like, I mean, if somebody was like, this one they do something, like, completely different, like, they bring in, like, this whole new director and that kind of thing, I mean, that would get me interested because it would be something different. But at this point, we've had a lot of the same movies for, like, a decade now. And, I mean,
promise,
that's how I can feel.
I promise
going into
if
it.
you see Far From Home, I don't know how much it'll change your mind, but when you see it, you will be excited for the future of the MCU, which he's now no longer a part of.
Right.
So, at this point, watch it or don't watch it, I don't care anymore.
It's really disappointing overall.
It is.
The movie was fantastic. I'll be honest. I'll give credit where credit's due.
But it almost gives false hope now.
It does.
Yeah.
I mean, I can go back and watch Yeah, I can go back and watch MCU movies with Tony Stark, and I'm like, hey, that's Tony
Well, yeah.
Stark.
When I was out of town last weekend, I watched because my phone was broken. I sat in the hotel room and watched like 3 hours of The Office and then Iron Man. It was
Yeah.
just on, so I watched it.
You can go back and watch it because he had such a great story told, so it doesn't bother you watching an old piece of it.
Right.
With Spider-Man now, there's an empty future.
Yeah. Because
So-
Spider-Man started out being tied to the MCU.
Yeah.
You know? Like, he came in an ensemble movie, not on a standalone one.
Exactly.
So he's
they
already
brought him,
like tied
and they
to the
knew
MCU.
he'd be important.
Yeah.
In a way, though, it kind of draws back to the old Sam Raimi movies, though, because I don't want to be that fan,
You are.
but I kind of am. He had a script for Spider-Man 4 written,
He did.
and Spider-Man 3 left off some things that shouldn't have been just left. So I mean, it's almost like it's happening again.
Yeah.
There is an interview where Tobey Maguire is talking to an interviewer about Spider-Man 4 and how he's so excited to start filming. We're going to be filming here in a few weeks. And then the movie got canceled 3 days, I think, after the interview took place.
Oof.
Yeah. You can hear the Curb Your Enthusiasm music playing after it. Yeah. Fun times.
I'm pretty sure the same thing happened too with the Andrew Garfield movies, though.
They weren't good, though.
They weren't good.
But still, you have to consider it was a big Spider-Man movie, and they had one, and then they had two, and they were kind of continuing the story, and then they'll like cut it. They do it every time. I'm almost not surprised at this point.
I guess.
Which sucks for the character, because
It does, because Spider-Man is so lovable.
I'm not gonna pull the Stan Lee card, but that was Stan Lee's favorite character, and he
'Cause it
just
was his,
always gets
like,
the
main
short end
one.
of the stick. Always gets the short end of the stick.
Yeah.
Characters that nobody even cared about till they were in a movie like Guardians of the Galaxy. Nobody cared about them until they were in
No.
the MCU. Who even knew?
Right.
No one cared about Thor until he was
No
in
one
the
cared
MCU.
about
Yeah.
Chris Pratt until he was in the MCU.
Bro, don't you even play with Parks and Rec. Don't even play, man.
He was fat before he got in the MCU. You can't tell me no.
Man, we are shooting out unpopular opinions today.
Listen, the unpopular opinion.
They're not
side,
opinions, they're facts.
The unpopular facts show.
So, what are your hopes now
For the MCU
for
going
Spider-Man, MCU,
we get
or
rid
just
of
Tom
Tom
Holland
Holland.
in general?
We get rid of Tom Holland. Okay, we bring in a whole new another British guy, all right? Because we got to go back to American guys, because Tobey Maguire is American, right?
Yes.
So they had American, British. Now they need another American guy, and they got to have it
Why
like.
don't they just go completely different? Why don't we have an Asian Spider-Man? Or a Russian one? I don't know.
So you're saying the future of the MCU is a Chinese and Russian Spider-Man
Team up.
team up.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get that. I feel that.
Mhm.
I feel that.
Okay, good.
I
I'm glad
think-
you're on board.
I
I'm
think
pitching
if-
to Sony.
I
next
think
week.
if Sony's going to continue the Spider-Man thing, they need to do it properly, and they need to.
What, Sony? They're not gonna do that.
Well, they still own.
They're gonna just shove him into the Venom universe that
they-
they've
I
set up.
know.
Well, do they own?
They own Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Well, do they own like Spider-Man villains?
That's,
Some of them.
I don't like. I know. I think they're shared. Like Vulture, people like that. I think they're shared.
I know they don't. They
But-
do own Carnage. So
No,
they
I
can
don't.
go a whole Carnage.
I'm
route.
pretty sure they didn't own Vulture, and that's why Marvel used it.
Oh, maybe.
Because Sony, when they got Spider-Man, they picked which villains they wanted,
yeah,
which was like Venom and
The good thing is, Spider-Man has a lot of great villains.
yeah.
So they can. There's a lot of room for future villains that I absolutely love.
But the quality of the movies.
it's Sony. You're not gonna get a quality movie out of it.
That's the thing. Even if I would almost be happy if they just let Marvel still produce whatever just to make it a good movie. But
They don't
still,
care. They
without
just want
being
to
in
put
the-
Spider-Man in something and make money.
It's
I
not
know.
about the fans. It's just about money. as bad as that sounds, I mean that's the truth.
Yeah, which I mean Disney knew that too. I mean they're looking for the money, but they just look more long term
Yeah.
and see that if they make good movies over a period of time, then it'll make more money than just making one cash grab movie a year. You know?
Yeah.
Now, none of us here can say any trash talk about Into the Spider-Verse, because
Well, no, that's like
that's one of the best
the Holy
movies
Grails.
I've ever seen.
Did Marvel have a say in that movie? I genuinely don't know.
I don't think they did.
Well, then Sony does make decent movies,
well,
Well, I feel
so
like
it
they
was
had
Sony
to.
Animation.
Yeah,
but it's still Sony.
It was definitely a passion project.
yeah. If they get people that care about the project, then maybe.
Yeah. Which I
And
mean
that's
is
what we
so
have to hope for.
but at the same time, the studio that made Into the Spider-Verse also made the Emoji Movie.
Exactly.
You're
So it's
saying
like
that-
they had to make the Emoji Movie in order to be able to make Into the Spider-Verse.
Bro, are you saying that the Emoji Movie isn't good?
I haven't seen it. I cannot speak to that fact.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
But who knows? Maybe because Venom wasn't great or well received, maybe that'll fund a great Spider-Man and Venom movie. I don't know.
I liked Venom. I really did.
I liked it. It was a cheesy buddy movie.
Yeah, it definitely was, but I liked it.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
guess.
thing. They didn't want it to be that. They wanted
know.
it to be dark and
Unleash
edgy.
your anti-hero.
And then people are like, "Oh, this movie's like cool when it's like a cheesy buddy movie," and then Sony's like, "That's what we
Yup.
wanted it to be."
Yup.
So maybe they'll lean into that more.
It's all a passion thing. If they care.
If they get a good director and the
Apparently,
actors
the
want to be in
director
it.
said he's done. The directors that made every Spider-Man movie since he joined the MCU, he said he's done. And Tom Holland has unfollowed Sony on Instagram.
Yeah. Cool.
You know what that means?
What?
They're not gonna sit together at lunch tomorrow.
They're not gonna count hundos at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm worried about the universe, but we're just gonna have to sit back and relax and watch what happens.
Yep. Or not watch it.
Or not watch it. I'm not
Whoa, shit.
I'm not gonna watch what happens.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll wait for the reviews to come out.
I'll just keep doing what I'll do and read the comics.
Well, look at this guy.
Honestly, I mean, by the end of the year, DC, this is a bold prediction, DC will have a movie that might be better than a good portion of Marvel
Yeah.
movies.
But DC's kind of shooting themselves in the foot anyways because they got rid of Ben Affleck.
It doesn't
so
matter.
They can't continue with the DCEU now.
Well,
I think
from-
that's fun.
the Joker
Cool.
is just its own movie.
Yeah,
in
I'm
its own
happy about that.
universe.
I want DC to just give out their characters to like good directors that have a passion for making a movie about it, and then just make their own stuff.
They need to make
That's what'll make them money.
I've said this for years and years and years and years and years. They need to make...
Teen Titans, the movie.
Well, yeah, but they need to make a horror movie based around Scarecrow. That would be
really good.
That would be
pretty cool.
amazing.
I'm not the biggest DC guy, but the Scarecrow has always been one of my favorite
Same.
supervillains.
Oh my gosh, just the character itself is the whole thought of it is
Again, I think there's a lot
just
you could do.
awesome.
Wait,
Stuff like that. There's like a lot of opportunities for stuff like that, but they just have to.
Well, Joker could be setting the path for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There could be directors out there that have ideas like that and writers that want to make movies like that, and hopefully DC leans into that and wants to help them do that.
but wait a minute. Two companies that only care about money most of all is Warner Brothers with DC
Mhm.
and Sony with Spider-Man.
Oh, speaking of which, Matrix 4.
Matrix 4 is
Ah.
happening.
That's also Warner Bros.
You asked for it
Did
15
they?
years ago,
I
maybe?
guess.
Did they?
I guess after the first one.
After the first one, they're like,
They
we
asked-
need Matrix 4.
We need 3 more of these. And then the second one, they're like,
How about less?
And the second one,
Second one was all right. The third one was garbage.
I don't know. I think the more I think about it, I think the third one is better than the second one.
Really?
I don't know.
I
It's,
hated the third one the most.
Honestly, the
I
second
saw
and
them
third
all
one
as a
bleed
kid,
together.
and as a kid I was like, this is awesome. Like, you know, when you're a kid, you're like, a second one? Like, you always think the second one's better.
Yeah. When you're a
than the
kid, you're like,
first
Spider-Man 2 is awesome.
Yep. I think I remember seeing Spider-Man 3 in theaters.
Yeah, I did.
Matt left. I guess,
Well,
like
thanks
every
for joining.
episode, Matt leaves, and then we end it.
Thanks for watching
Goodbye.
this episode of the Fireside Discussion.
End it there.
Okay.